So I just ran Shannon against OWASP Juice Shop to see if the hype was real. It was able to find an authentication bypass exploit, gave me the actual payload, and I used that payload to recreate that same exploit. Let me show you that actual exploit first, and then I'll show you exactly where it came from. And here's what's actually happening right now in the vibe coding era. Developers are pushing AI-powered apps faster than ever. RAG pipelines, agent tools, chatbots, all built in an afternoon using Claude Code or Cursor. That's the blue line. The red line is the security gap. Most teams still test in burst, maybe once a quarter, once a year. Meanwhile, attackers have access to the same AI tool as you. Your code is on GitHub, they can clone your public repo, run a tool like Shannon against it, and walk away with a pentest report with working exploits. You spent a few hours building it, they spent a few hours breaking it. That's the gap in the threat model nobody is talking about. Shannon Lite is an open source autonomous white box AI pentester for web apps and APIs with over 32,000 GitHub stars. It is not just a scanner or a fuzzer. It reads your source code, uses browser automation to execute real attacks against the running app, and only reports finding it can actually prove with a working exploit. 4 phases. Pre-recon reads your codebase before touching the live app. Recon maps every endpoint. Then 5 parallel exploit agent hunt simultaneously. Injection, XSS, SSRF, authentication bypass, and authorization. The report contains confirmed findings with copy-paste payloads. On the XBOW benchmark, Shannon scored 96.15%. That's 100 out of 104 exploits on a hint-free source-aware test. And the setup is really simple. You just clone the repository. Alright, so we have already cloned Shannon. Now let's initialize the .env. Add your Anthropic API key in your .env. Shannon runs on Claude under the hood. It uses the API to reason with what it finds. Each full run costs around $50 in API credit. That's what I noticed when I ran it on Juice Shop. For 20 plus validated vulnerabilities with working exploit, that's significantly cheaper than having a manual pentester. Or you can also run your local models on your Mac Minis or Mac Studios. Now let's clone the Juice Shop as a target into our repo folder. Shannon is a white box pentester. It reads your source code before touching the live app. That's what makes it precise. Right, so we have already cloned the Juice Shop. Now let's use Docker to run it. And there it is. Our OWASP Juice Shop is now running. We are not going to exploit it manually. We'll let Shannon do it. Alright, now let's launch Shannon. Just one command, that's the entire launch. The container build takes a few minutes based on your machine. And there you go. Shannon is running. That's our workflow ID. And now let me show you what it looks on the UI. Here's the UI. We have Shannon running. Here's our workflow ID to verify. And then here's all the activity timestamp. Here's what Shannon produced. Authentication vulnerabilities, SQL injection, authorization failures, IDORs across every user object. Alright, let's look at this one. Authentication bypass and severity is tagged as critical. Look at the exploitation steps. How detailed they are. Shannon figured the exact SQL injection payload, confirmed it returned an admin token, and copy-paste proof right here in this report for us. And here's what this means for you. If you're building AI apps, AI agents, chatbots, RAG pipelines, and you haven't run a tool like Shannon against your source code, you don't know what's in there. Shannon is open source and anyone can run it. The same run that found 20+ vulnerabilities in OWASP Juice Shop can find same vulnerabilities in your app. I won't treat this as a replacement for any kind of security work. Even the Shannon docs explicitly mention that it will miss some vulnerabilities that it still cannot exploit. But this is a really fast and easy way to stress test your own source code. The output of this tool is actually really close to an actual pen test. No false positive like scanners. The good news is you can just clone it and run it locally. Find your vulnerabilities before someone else finds them. So Shannon is linked in the description. Run it on your own app. And if you find something really interesting, drop it in the comment. If you want, in next video, I'll break down the actual report itself and tell you what Shannon got right and what I do still verify manually before trusting it in real engineering environment. Subscribe if you want more videos like this. I drop AI security videos every single week. I'm Yudi, signing off, the LLM Architect.